Cool story, bro.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So fucking just start off with a death bomb.
Aggressive.
I was doing like work on like editing and whatnot the other day. I put on Cartoon Network and Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island was on, the animated movie, that like more recent one.
That's really weird you brought that up.
Why?
We'll get into that, but
I think I know why. What is that? Sorry.
Shakira?
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of that guy's reels that he ends with doing.
Oh.
Yeah. Anywho, so it's Return to Zombie Island. Like one of the premises, like they're trying to make this movie in the show, or a movie in a movie, and the director was like, "And my name is Alan Smithy," and I was like, "Holy shit, that's funny!" Like, but it was like,
yeah.
My reaction wasn't like a, I was just like, it was like a surprise and just an exclamation. Holy shit, that's funny!
How like clever for that movie.
Like
that movie making that joke.
For a kids show
Hello.
to make an Alan Smithy director's joke. Like the director is Alan Smithy. For those who don't know, Alan Smithy is the name that directors choose if they want their name to be wiped off the movie. Well, it doesn't exist anymore. Well, that doesn't happen anymore, but it was like a thing through like the 60s, 70s, 80s. Like if you ever saw directed by Alan Smithy, that means the director didn't want to be associated with it. Mm-hmm. So for them to be like, and my name is Alan Smithy, I was like, what?
That's pretty funny. Did you look up who the director was?
Of the actual Zombie Island?
Yeah.
No.
I was just curious.
I didn't really think about that because it was just it was the writers that wrote it, not that the director that wrote it. The joke,
Well, I know, but it's just like, what if also it is an Alan Smithy?
Well, there is no Alan Smithy. Well, there probably is.
No, but the director is
Alan Smithy is not real Tom. Sorry.
No, you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I just think that'd be funny.
I get super meta.
Yeah,
for a Scooby-Doo animated movie.
But even that one, that Scooby-Doo movie is actually pretty good.
Return to Zombie Island.
Is that with the cat people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's actually pretty good. It's got a pretty solid twist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was like I remember rewatching it as more of an adult. I haven't watched it recently, but
this is one. This is Return to Zombie Island. So there's two of them. There's Zombie Island.
That's with the cat people.
Yeah, and Return to Zombie Island.
And they're the cat people again.
Okay,
well, I'm thinking the first one.
Yeah,
the first one. Is actually pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
No, this one came out, I want to say 2013 or something.
Oh, then I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
No.
And it was just like playing. Yeah. It's just All right.
Cool. This is Tommy.
It's the greatest fucking story I've ever told. This is Jacob.
This is Tommy.
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape. Super dab. Dab, super dab. Dab, super dab. Dab. Welcome to the dream. The dream.
Keep going. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Dream Reboots Part
3.
111.
I find we've actually reduced the number of these things by like one each time. Well, I guess we started the first one. No, we only did 4 each on the first Dream Reboots episode. And then we did 3 the last one. We're just doing 2 on this one. We're running out of material.
Well, yeah, so for those of you who don't know, every now and then we do an episode on properties that we think could use a reboot, a remake, a re-envision, just something that we think could now get a little love that has kind of been forgotten.
Reverse. I don't know.
What is your deal?
Dude, this caffeine's hitting me hard right now.
God. But yeah, or just something that we really enjoy that we think could be really good as another property, or that's the concept.
And yeah, it's a step away from doing the movie review all the time because, sometimes people just want to, hear our of the things other than just like of reviewing a movie.
Yeah, and it's fun to kind of spitball on stuff.
Yeah.
And a couple of the things that we brought up in the past are supposedly happening.
Yeah, so just to give a quick little recap from everything that we have brought up in these episodes, I'm just going to casually quickly go through this list of like this is everything that we've talked about. So we've talked about a Johnny Quest reboot type thing, Spawn, Captain Planet, Darkwing Duck, All Real Monsters, SWAT Cats, Doug, Gargoyles, Animorphs, Pirates of Dark Water, Parasite Eve, Earthworm Jim, DC Dark League. Well, no, that's not right. What is that? Is that what it's called?
Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark, yeah. And then 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
What did I want to do with that? Just more live action movies, kind of like more Swamp Thing shows,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, like Constantine,
To be honest with you, when you were talking about it, I was like, I'm not sure you know what you're talking about.
Dead Man.
You're like, it would be cool. I'm like, yeah, but and I was also, I think I even was like, yeah, but haven't they already done that?
Well, they done like animates. I think I was
Yeah.
talking more live, like the Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
I think I wanted more, but
I wish that Swamp Thing would have.
was that before or after Swamp Thing?
After.
It was after.
Yeah.
Maybe I think that's probably what prompted it.
But I have a list of like 5 things that are kind of interesting. It's like we've been talking about this stuff, and some of these things are actually happening. So I think a couple are for sure happening, but definitely, yeah. Because yeah, okay. So to start off with
this industry, I'm forever
Yeah.
until it's out. I'm like
until you can actually see it or purchase it, until you can hold it in your hand.
until you can actually view or play it.
Yeah.
I'm like it was that way with Starfield forever. It's like, yeah, this is making a space game, and I was like, I'm gonna wait until it's actually out.
And I will say
Get
for
excited.
a lot of these things, like a lot of these are animated, and we were talking about how it would be cool if there would be a live action version of it.
Yes.
Which none of that is on this list, which is fine. But it would be cool to see Gargoyles live action.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I kind of noticed, like there's kind of an internet meme happening right now about Captain Planet and how it's like nowhere to be. You can't stream it anywhere. You can stream like He-Man. You can stream Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can stream like all these like childhood shows, but Captain Planet isn't anywhere. And the internet's like, what are they hiding from us?
Like what's in it that they don't want us to see?
No, because it's super positive on like, and it's like warning about global warming and like pollution. It's about like anti-capitalism and shit. And it's just kind of like the internet's like the government's not wanting the kids to be corrupted anymore. Look what happened to the millennials.
It's like in some secret vault in Area 51.
Right.
I like the idea of all like hard paper copies of the scripts of Captain Planet all redacted.
Right.
It's like in this classified file. You open it up, you're like, "What is this?" And lo and behold, it's Captain Planet scripts. That'd be kind of cool.
I would like to see like some weird like government dub where he's like, and polluting is bad, and it goes into like, buy from McDonald's. Like it's just like some capitalist like propaganda. Okay. I just thought that was kind of been seeing a lot of that, and I thought it was just kind of funny to bring up because we were talking about Captain Planet. Dark. Did you make any notes on this stuff?
I just thought you had it. I was like, right, let's go.
There's a Darkwing Duck reboot in development at Disney Plus. That's going to be backed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Actually, like they're going to be executive producers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder how the humor on that's going to be.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just kind of cool. I know we were talking about a more grittier Darkwing Duck, so we might get that actually, but it's going to be with Disney Plus, so let's see. We'll see, because they could turn super hard into like that janky ass Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animation that happened a couple years ago.
Oh, the like on par with like Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre.
Yeah. I hope it's not that. Cross our fingers.
Yeah.
What's really cool is I was talking about just bringing back SWAT Cats, and there's actually a SWAT Cats Revolution on a Kickstarter right now.
That's cool.
And it's been on Kickstarter for a couple of years. So there's a possibility that SWAT Cats might actually get a cool little reboot.
Should donate to it.
Here's $1. I am poor. Give me my material. And then Gargoyles, you might have a little more. I couldn't find anything, but apparently I did hear that there is some type of like reboot of Gargoyles happening, but I could only find that there was a comic book published that like continued into season 4, like continued the storyline of it, and that was like released by Dynamite Comics in like 2020.
Oh, it's like I've been That's why I did the quotes thing, because like some sources were saying like online, just like game rant, let's say. It's not them. I'm just saying like, on these different
CBR or comic book
whatever, something. But I was reading on some were saying like there was this live action thing, but then on another one, the creator of Gargoyles was like, no one has approached me about it. Really, I would love to. I think that'd be really cool to continue on with the story.
Yeah.
And do something like new with it. But no one has approached me as like one of the creators to do this. So I'm like, well, sources are rumored that it's happening, but then the creator's like, but also maybe the creator's like, I don't want to promise anything, I don't know. But yeah, I knew about the comic book, but I've been hearing back and forth about whether they're actually going to do
some like continuation, like serial, like actual like television show, like either live action or animated.
It's one of those things, though. What you could probably the best way to go about that would be do that Mortal Kombat thing. A fan make your own.
Oh, yeah.
Make your own really good. Remember
that Mortal Kombat one was cool, yeah.
But didn't that kind of kickstart doing the new movie and everything?
Maybe.
I thought I read something, like heard that. But like if you were to make,
I feel like they're just Warner Brothers being like, we have extra money. What's a property we haven't rebooted in a minute?
Well, yeah. In this day and age, though, too, you could probably really make a cool fan gargoyle, even like a CG one. Could probably do that, and you can make it as dark as you wanted to. Like
you could do it.
No, we can't. We don't have those skills.
We don't have the technology.
We do not have a select set of skills to find it.
Marlon Brando.
And make it pay. I was doing Liam Neeson.
Oh.
I was doing the opposite of Taken. Oh. I have a certain set of skills that make me very dangerous to a person like you. We do not have a certain set.
Very particular set of skills.
Particular. That's what it was.
We do not have a very particular set of skills.
Dude is just making he's doing the Harrison Ford thing. He's still in like a bunch of action movies.
Have you seen those videos of him pissing his pants or like stuff?
Yeah, I've heard that.
He pisses his pants in public.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
that's kind of big dick energy. I don't care.
Do you think he actually gets like that's one of those things where he like gets off on like pissing in public, or do you think it's like bad bladder control, or do you think he's just pissed drunk the entire time?
That's the thing. It's like it could be so many things. He could just be like, I gotta go. He might have like a bladder control issue, or he's pissed drunk. I don't know. I've never met him. It seems like a personal issue.
Liam, oh my God, can I get your autograph? Why do you pee your pants?
Why do you? Why are there it's not like one. There's like a lot of pictures of you with pee pants. Why? That's rude.
Right. Okay. The last one that I have on here, I think you may have brought up a little bit of this when you were talking about Earthworm Jim last year. But apparently there was this animated show that was supposed to happen called Beyond the Groovy.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. And also, do you remember there being the Earthworm Jim animated show in the 90s?
Vaguely. It's a fever dream.
Yeah, exactly. Which, like, when I saw it, I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Because I see Earthworm Jim as the video game character, but then I also see him.
And this is the animated character?
Yeah, I see him as
so I don't know what's going on with Earthworm Jim Beyond the Groovy, if that's happening. I couldn't really find much. But apparently, there was also supposed to be an Earthworm Jim 4 game that was supposed to come out, and I saw that it was officially canceled, like, as of a couple months ago.
I just had this great idea. Do Earthworm Jim, but do, like, an animated movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Like Osmosis Jones?
Yeah, Jim Carrey as Jim.
That would be great.
Because also you could do...
If he wasn't retired from acting.
Well, he said, though, that he was given a script that was just, like, a miracle handed from...
Christopher Nolan.
The greats beyond, that he had to do.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, because also with the motion capture these days, Jim Carrey's face as Earthworm Jim and his, like...
The way that he can
dude, he'd be a good Jim.
Get on it, Jim.
That'd be... Hey! I didn't even...
Did you really... Oh, my fucking God. Nope. I quit.
Nope. But yeah, no, Jim Carrey as Earthworm Jim would be sick. That would be sick. Really, really cool.
Okay. Well, yeah, so that's a little recap of everything that has happened in the past. And moving forward, we got 2 properties each for you guys this time. Rochambeau, or do you just want me to do it? Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
shoot. Do I choose?
That means you win. Oh yeah, we didn't. What is that? Oh, yeah. No, I think that just means you go.
Oh, I wanted loser to go, I think, but that's funny. If you want me to go, I can.
Okay, fine. You want loser to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get up the energy. Don't be so shy.
So it's more. I was taking a show, and I want to take the concept of it, and update it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So just really quick, this one we're focusing a little bit also on like reimagining a property as well.
Yeah. So the one I picked is a show that I remember from my childhood called Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Space Ghost, Coast, Coast.
So for those of you who don't know,
You're talking about the talk show.
the talk show.
Yeah. Okay.
So back in the 90s was a talk show hosted by one Space Ghost.
Oh God, who did the voice of him? Sorry,
But Space Ghost was an American superhero animated show.
it was a Hanna-Barbera
60s show. And he was a superhero, right? But what they did later in the 90s is that they gave him a talk show where he would interview people. So it'd be like an animated person interviewing live action people.
Yeah.
But his whole crew was
His
villains that were basically unpaid workers as like their penance for the crimes they did on his show. So I was just thinking, now that we're older and we have this era of now 90s cartoons of redoing a talk show like in this style, but also I would like the whole crew. Like I was just like thinking like, then it would be, and I wanted to talk through it with you. Like who would be what? Like who would be our host? I was thinking Rocco would be a fun group to be.
Oh, so you're talking about like just like taking the format of Space Ghost,
But making it for people our age.
I mean, Space Ghost was for our age.
No, but like Hanna-Barbera was like Space Ghost was a 60s. Oh. So now we're older. What cartoons from our youth could you do it with to make it like a joke for us? Because it'd also be celebrities in this bracket that we're talking about.
Okay. Doug? Well, you got to think about like the format of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and like there's the thing of like he's also, because you're taking what was then taken very seriously as a superhero in Hanna-Barbera animations
lore, yeah.
Yeah. And then transferred it and then turned into kind of like a Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns like type of like interview style, because most of it was jokes.
Well, yeah, but with Space Ghost, that was kind of the joke, because as the season went on, he became more eccentric and egomaniac and like out there, you know. So
sorry, I love Brack. I'm holding back so many goddamn quotes.
That
man.
show was just fun. That show was really fun.
I like beans, but
like to make it, and the voices were great, and the low budget, like it was really cool. But yeah, I was just trying to think of properties that you could do this with, and yeah, I guess the Between Two Ferns is kind of a good like mindset to look at. But also when Space Ghost initially came out, the interviews were changed post, but like now you could actually probably do it completely live.
Nigel Thornberry.
No, I would like Nigel Thornberry to be like they did in the Daily Show, like our man on the streets.
Oh yeah,
because he's the nature guy. So Nigel Thornberry here at some event, you know, like I think he'd be a correspondent.
Nigel Thornberry here.
He'd be the good correspondent for the show
here at Fire Festival.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, yeah, exactly. So, but here, so with this concept though, would you like, you know, this Space Ghost did Space Ghost stuff. I was thinking maybe Cartoon Network people, because also isn't Cartoon Network going out of business?
Are they?
I thought so. Don't quote me on that. I might have totally made that up in my head. But yeah,
Tommy had a nightmare.
Would you? That's the thing. Would you want it to be from like one show? Because I think like our host. I was thinking Rocco is the host.
Well, yeah, Rocco could be, but like. I guess what like I'm leaning more into still thinking of it like being like Space Ghost being kind of like this idiot interviewing people. Mm-hmm. Like he's taking himself too seriously. Rocco doesn't take himself too seriously.
So you want someone that takes themselves a little seriously.
Yeah, I mean, again, kind of like the Between Two Ferns thing. Zach Galifianakis is very taking it very seriously.
But he's asking the most asinine, ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Like the Brad Pitt one, Jennifer Aniston one.
Oh, I forget.
He's talking about like when he first met Angelina Jolie. Was it like immediate connection? You know, kind of like Ross and Rachel.
Oh yeah,
from Friends. Do you know that? Do you know that show? And he presses the button and I'll be there for.
Yeah, yeah.
Brad Pitt's reaction is amazing.
Brad Pitt was on an episode too. Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting idea for sure. I'm so like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of is like.
But it's just you're the only person that I know in my life that I could spitball with. Maybe the other guy. Maybe
the new guy.
No,
our new nerd.
No, the cosplay nerd.
Oh, okay.
he might be someone to talk.
I don't think he would mind if you said his name on.
I'm not going to unless I specifically ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just. We can call
it'd be
him,
more funny if he listens to this and he's like, "Hey,"
we can just call him Birdie.
Really incognito there. Anyways, but yeah, I was just really trying to think of because I think it'd be really fun because it'd be fun for people our age. But like, who is like a '90s animated character that takes himself seriously that is also asinine?
Johnny Bravo.
I think he'd be a better correspondent.
Yeah, he would.
Just like try, you couldn't get him to focus on what he's trying to do because hey there, pretty mo.
Look at all the pretty moles out here.
What a weird concept.
I know, dude. Yeah, I don't. It's like, I mean, this is definitely something I don't think we're gonna find the answer.
No, but I just thought it was
on
a fun
air. Yeah,
a fun.
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, it's also. I mean, it's definitely like in the vein of like how all of these like nostalgia trains are. You know.
Well, everything comes back around. You know, because that would even be fun too to be like to find. Because what you could do, what this would do, especially if you were able to get like the cast down perfectly. Okay, and let's say it's going to be just from. It's not going to be specifically one show. You're going to have a couple different shows and different people depending on their personalities, what they could be better at. But you could also find some really obscure things and really unlock some memories for people. Like,
yeah.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about that guy. You know, and then that
Freakazoid.
It might, yeah, you know, might make you want to go back and rewatch.
It could
shows.
actually just be just like a normal dude doing the interviews, and it's like he's friends with all of these animated characters, or like works like they're all his coworkers. Like Dave.
Oh, like
Dave in the office, and Dave works with all of these like ridiculous and now to Johnny Bravo on the street. Thank you, Johnny. That was absolutely ridiculous, or that was. No information new information has been given.
That'd be kind of funny, but like also, and then kind of maybe do like so you actually do real news and interviews and stuff like that. But then you also have like behind the scenes kind of office thing of him interacting with all these different characters.
This just got so fucking big.
Yeah, this is a production that's slowly growing. So yeah, that's my first one. Was just
I like it. I give it thumbs up.
I think that'd be fun. But yes, so yeah.
All right. My turn?
Yes, your turn.
Switching over. I'm coming on over to this side. Yes, I just choked on my spit.
They did water. They did 11 seasons. Wow.
Alrighty then. So I have a video game remake, I guess, technically, that I was thinking about. This is an old PlayStation 1 game called The Legend of Dragoon. And you're going to look it up. Yep. Okay. It came out like 99, 2000. It was developed by Japan Studios, who also were Team Ico, did Shadow of Colossus. With other developers, they did Papa the Rapper.
Papa the Rapper? Excuse me, sorry.
Remember the PlayStation 4 or 3 game Knack?
No.
Okay. I mean, they've made a lot of not S tier type, they haven't, it's not like Call of Duty or well, they were part of doing Bloodborne with From Software, but this game is it's a turn-based RPG. it's in a high magic fantasy world with like swords, dragons, it's a race called like winglings. The synopsis, I was trying to find a way to like give a good synopsis of the game, and I couldn't really write it out. So I found a good one on Amazon.
Yeah, I was like, I'm reading it on Wiki right now, and it's pretty wordy.
Yeah. So 10,000 years prior, the Dragon War pitted dragoons, humans with the power to control dragons, against enslavers, magicians who sought to enslave the humans. Now Dart, a young warrior, is on a quest to find the demon that killed his parents.
The Black Monster.
Yeah, and that is literally like the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's a whole lore of like the Ceridian War in it, and like how you get your dragoon powers and all that stuff.
So what do you want to do with this? You just want to...
I think an actual like remake, like what they did with the Final Fantasy VII remake, this game would benefit very well from it. And I think it would become possibly like a good, like popular, because in the game, the thing that I want to see them do is like this game had a very original battle system. Even though it was turn-based, it had quick time events in the battle system to prolong like a combo, do more damage. Like it was actually like, you don't just like hit attack and then goes, guys, attack, choose spell, cast fire. It's like you get into your dragoon and then you have to like repeatedly like tap X to like get more powerful from your attack, or how long you can stay in your dragoon. Don't quote me fully on that one. But then like as you level up, you learn different like combo attacks, and you have to like set which one you want. And your time, like as it swings, it like has this like little X that would come, or not X, but like square.
So they just
come down and you have to time it perfectly.
They made the turn-based more interactive.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I'm sure
there are people out there like, that sounds awful.
Well, I mean, it was, but like imagine like then having this game be more like live action, but they implement like the idea of these combos, but you can actually just, I guess in a sense, maybe make it closer to like a Devil May Cry, like attack system, where you're not just hitting X, because a lot of like Final Fantasy 16, people are like, it's easy because all you're doing is hitting square to attack. There's no dodge. There's like, it's just like, it's not interactive.
Yeah. And
that's one thing that like this game was really innovative for a turn-based system, is that they made it interactive for 1999, you know? Mm-hmm. And there's also the lore of this game is just super interesting and cool. It's very unique with like the idea of what a dragoon is, because like a lot of like fantasy worlds, a dragoon is a dragon knight. They don't really have, they have like some maybe like magical power where they kind of jump really high and then maybe cast a little bit of magic, but they like turn it, like they like use like the dragon spirit and they like fully form like Sailor Moon transformation type thing, and like their armor gets big and they get like wings, like energy like wings that come out, and they get super powerful, and like it's each dragon spirit's like to a different like element. So there's like fire, water, holy, dark, earth. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the interactive turn-based, because I feel like now today too.
I don't think I want to take away the turn-based and make it like take out the turn-based and make it actual like your like Final Fantasy VII, or
that doesn't mean anything to me.
You played Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, I mean, okay.
So that's what I'm saying is like you have the combat that's a live action, like you're doing it, but you actually have like combos to memorize.
Okay.
So you're taking this live action combat and like doing, like a fighting system where you're like remembering how to like do this, like square X, and then also, but then also like the timing, like for like Dark Souls or Sekiro, whereas like your parry, you had to like time that parry perfectly to get your stuff, to
make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. To make it,
I don't know. I had like a
stutter.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is like making it, because it's already a high fantasy world. So like, just there's already games that have implemented a lot, and like I feel like Elden Ring and like From Software, a lot of it I feel like is just like hitting the same button, but you're like timing it at the perfect time. You're dodging at a perfect time. But it can get kind of monotonous where it's like all the enemies are so easy. Just like, oh, one swing, boom, dead. Just hit square, done. Hit square, done. Mm-hmm. Like this can be more interesting where it's like, all right, square, like you see the swipe, but then like you have to like time it like when it, before his blade gets all the way down, you hit square again and it comes back up. And then if you like, then wait as his arm goes down, hit square again, and then he does like another slash. So you have to like follow the fluid motion of your character while they're fighting. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. But in this world.
Yeah, in this game.
Yeah.
In this world that they've done. Which also it's free. It was free on the PlayStation Network back in February. And I downloaded it really quick yesterday, just to kind of like get a feel of like what it was. Also, it's rough, like pixely rough, like PlayStation. I mean, 1.
It got really good. It got pretty good reviews.
No, it's a really great game actually.
Yeah, like a Metacritic 74 out of 100. Mm-hmm. GamePro 5 out of 5. The lowest one is GameSpot was 6.4 out of 10. Mm-hmm. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
yeah. Like people enjoyed it.
It was definitely for those like Final Fantasy nerds like me, you know.
It's definitely a lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, it's a product that I've always kind of wanted to see get some love. End of story.
2 thumbs up.
Okay.
Make it happen. Whoever.
Do it, man.
Okay. That actually kind of leads into... Oh, that's why I was laughing about the Scooby-Doo thing, because you were talking about like Cartoon Network. And by the way, that's...
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, kind of leads into mine. So mine is more... My next one was inspired kind of by... like The Last of Us and like more like kind of like Game of Thrones, I guess, in a way. Okay. Basically, I would love for someone to give one of my favorite authors, and maybe it's happened, maybe they have been approached by this, but I really want a TV show, I think, based on the works of Gerald Brom.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Gerald Brom is a gothic fantasy author, who I've met. They're very nice. They signed my book. And very appreciative of how trashed it was, because I've had it for years and read it over and over again.
And he's like, "Oh,
that's cool." I was like, "Yes, it's kind of trash." He's like, "No, I love that." Like, that means he's like, "Yeah, you like." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." But yeah, so he's a gothic fantasy writer, and I just think that the worlds he creates are really incredible.
They are super, super interesting.
And also in all of the books, he has done, like, here, I have had him pulled up, but like. So quite a few books, but then also is an actual artist. So even has done concept arts for such movies like Galaxy Quest, Sleepy Hollow, Ghost of Mars, The Time Machine, Scooby-Doo, Van Helsing, and then also video games. Done video game covers for Doom 3, Doom 2, Vanguard, Hearthstone, and then is also a concept artist for Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I was going to say, hasn't he done like Magic the Gathering card art? Yeah.
So in all of his books, in the middle is the portraits of all his characters.
Yeah.
And he just has such a, number one, he has such a great concept of like what these, so it's just great because you like, it's fun to imagine what these characters look like, but to actually have them presented to you and know exactly what they look like.
Yeah.
Makes it just more fun to interact with them and the tribulations they're going through. But he also has an amazing world building thing, and it's great because they're horror at a lot of the time. They're really gothic, evil things are happening, you know? And I just think a TV show would just be a great way to live in these worlds, because like there's a book called The Child Thief, which is kind of a gothic take on Peter Pan. There is a Krampus one where Krampus is an old god that has been imprisoned by the rise of Christianity and is going to war with Santa Claus. And Krampus is the most horrifying thing like on the face of the planet. But the whole concept is he's trying to get Santa's sack, which is like this teleportation device. That's how Santa like presents the
Interesting,
gifts.
yeah.
He reaches, you think about something and then you can pull it out. But there's like an entire scene where our main character is basically about to be murdered by these bad guys. So he's like, oh, I'm going to try and get Krampus to help. He reaches in and pulls Krampus out, and Krampus comes out of the bag and stands like 8 feet tall. And it's like this long, demon looking thing. And his quote is always, go we shall and terrible we shall be. And so he looks at, the character's name is Nick. He looks at Nick and says that with this big smile on his face and just destroys everything. So I'm like, I want to see that. Like, I think that Gerald Brom has a lot of properties that would make really cool, like HBO gritty TV shows.
Or like, just like a short mini series type.
Yeah,
thing.
just do a season to tell the story.
I mean, it would be cool just to actually like give him a budget and see what he creates for a TV show as well.
Oh yeah, maybe something entirely new.
Yeah.
And what inspired me about that, I was thinking about Del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ooh, he should get a Del Toro treatment, because I think that if he were to get into this lane,
Him and Del Toro together.
yeah, like him.
Or do you think they would butt heads?
Oh, that's true. They're both monster men.
Yeah.
They both make their own. Maybe, but or even just because I was thinking like even Del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities that came out a little while ago, his like anthology horror. Like hell, you can give Brom, let him do one of those.
Something like that, yeah.
Just a bunch of mini horror stories based on his mind and what he can come up with. I just think that'd be so cool.
I really like this, yeah.
And then also I just think it would really be cool. Like it would then introduce people to Brom that have not experienced. And been like, oh, he's an author, and I'll check out a bunch of his books. Yeah, I think I've read all.
Kind of like how American Gods kind of like.
Yeah, there you go. That's
gave Neil Gaiman like a wider
boost.
a new audience.
A new audience. Yeah. So, and I just think that'd be really cool for Brom specifically. And there's just so many things that you could take from him, But yeah, check out Brom. He's really.
Can you spell it for people listening?
BROM.
BROM. Okay. Because in my mind, I'm seeing an A and H in there.
Oh yeah, no. His full name is Gerald Brom, but he's like all of his books just
Gerald.
GERLAD.
You're just kind of like rolling on the ears. Like this. What I'm hearing is a Gerald Brom.
Gerald Brom, but
Gerald
on all of his books it just says Brom. That's what he's more popularly known
That's
as.
like his stage name.
Yeah, his stage name. But yeah, check it out.
His pen name, I guess.
But yeah, if you're interested, like a lot of them are real big bummers.
Yeah, no,
but they're really good. There's a lot of bad stuff that happens in those books.
Yeah, they're not for children.
No.
These are adults.
These are adults. These are adult fantasy books. No.
Yeah.
Do not. No.
It's not. I'm gonna read this to the kid as we go to sleep tonight.
The beginning of Child Thief. Just read the beginning of Child Thief. Warning, it's not great. There's some stuff in there, and then you'll get a fucking vibe of what he writes about.
Woo, yeah, no, I remember when I was reading the first one, I was like, what is this seriously what's happening?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah.
It gets worse.
Yeah. I was like, it gets worse?
It gets worse.
How can it be worse than this?
It gets worse.
She's only 12.
Peter Pan kidnaps children to fight in his war.
Okay.
And mutates them.
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah, I just think it'd be cool.
Some type of like Brom
and I like the
property.
idea of opening up to a new audience a lot.
Yeah,
because
cool.
I've been.
And he's one of your. You've talked. For those who don't know, he's Tommy's brought this guy up a lot. Like as we.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, new book comes out. Tommy gets very excited, and obviously,
Slewfoot. I forgot about that.
New books don't really come out for like authors very often. Especially a guy like this.
No, yeah, he has quite a few, but it's
years,
8 years, 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so. No, that's really cool, and also your excitement of that is really great too. I really like this. I dig the energy. I dig everything about it.
Yeah. But yeah, Brom, check it out.
Yeah, 3 thumbs up.
Three. Where's the third? Woo! That's how excited. I'm sorry.
That was great. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
We're immature.
Anyways.
Okay. And I'll wrap it up with my last one. So this is a reimagining.
Okay.
And so I want to see the video game Final Fantasy VI be turned into an anime.
Okay, for those of us that
don't know what Final Fantasy VI is.
What is Final Fantasy VI?
So Final Fantasy VI was developed by Square, now known as Square Enix, and also known as Square Soft. We talked about Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I've talked about Final Fantasy on games that influenced us and whatnot.
I forgot we did that movie.
Hironobu Sakaguchi is the creator of it. This is one of the games that he took a step back from and brought in other people to help direct and write the story. It's a RPG 2D sprite. It was on the Super Nintendo, high fantasy world, but with an interesting like industrial steam, like steampunk steamworks, like industrial influence. So it's like the world itself is already kind of cool with like it being like fantasy with like swords and magic, but then you have like these like steam engines like controlling shit.
I'm just bringing up like images and stuff. So I
like
have
Miyazaki, Howl's Moving Castle like type shit.
Okay. I see.
So the synopsis of this, and this is actually a synopsis that I came up with my own because I play this game. This is a game that I replay every couple of years, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So after the War of Magi, magical empowered humans and the magical race. After the War of Magi, magical empowered humans and the magical race known as Espers are in hiding from the Empire. Led by Emperor Gestal, the Emperor is attempting to take over the world by enslaving the Espers and draining their magic abilities for their own weapons and gain. The Returners are a group of freedom fighters organizing a retaliation against the power of the Empire. After rescuing a mind-controlled Terra, the Returners believe she is the key to the downfall of the Empire. However, with Terra, the Returners find themselves entering into a new war between Espers and humankind again.
This is anime as fuck.
Dude, right? And what's great about this one in particular is that so almost every other Final Fantasy game, you have like your party that you get, but there is a clear like protagonist, central character. Final Fantasy VII is Cloud. Final Fantasy IV is Cecil. Final Fantasy VIII is Squall. Final Fantasy IX is Zidane. Titus. Final Fantasy X. Blah 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 blah. They focused on making all 12 characters you get in this game to be each a protagonist, like the central protagonist.
That's impressive.
As best as they could. The downfall of it is that, of course, generally like the first couple of characters you're spending more time with throughout the entire game, so they kind of feel more important. So like it's like in a game that is like, because you're limited in a game like in an RPG to kind of like have like play characters like stand out and then become like the front row. Especially when you get them like 12 hours or 15 hours into the game.
Anytime you have a companion system like that.
Yeah.
Like even Knights of the Old Republic, they start like there's one you get pretty much towards the end and you're like,
what's the point?
What the fuck am I going to do with this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm not going to start leveling them up. Like,
there are technically 14 characters you can get in this game, but 2 of them are like his hidden characters. 3 of them. Well, I guess Malg necessarily isn't. There's 2 there's like 4 optional. It's interesting. But anywho, like the game itself is already kind of like the way that the narrative is written is already like has like a structure that could be broken down into like an anime where you follow like one group of people for like a couple episodes and then boom, a couple episodes. Now you're following this, like think about Avatar when like they would like split up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You'd start what's Firebender, what's his name? Zuko. When all of a sudden starts to rise into like more of a main character.
As he's no longer just the antagonist. He's actually someone you're really following.
Exactly. Yeah. So you get like a couple of episodes.
He's not just the bad guy.
You get a couple episodes where you're following Terra and like and her with Locke, and then they have this thing where they separate while they're like trying to regroup at this place to fight against the Empire. And your party splits into 3 in the game. So you play one storyline with Terra, Edgar, and their leader Bannon, and then Sabin gets put off into somewhere else because an accident happens and he's like literally like sent down a waterfall. And then Locke is sent into another area to like investigate what's going on in this town. So like when this event happens in the game, it's like, okay, which story do you want to play first? Like you don't, it doesn't just be like, and now play this one, and now play this one, now play this one. You choose which order you want to play it in.
Well, and also in today's, like, you could, with like, I'm just thinking like with today's anime, especially the big budget ones like Attack on Titan, Castlevania, It's like real clean and crisp.
Yeah.
Like, so you can make a pretty cool like steampunky world.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, even that just like, I mean, I've rewatched Castlevania like twice now, and part of it's just for the animation because the animation is sick. It's fucking brutal.
Well, and like in my opinion, I feel like this is one of the best, if not the best, Final Fantasy storyline there is, because it deals in like in stuff about like, you know, racism, and because like the Espers are being enslaved for their magical powers, and they're pretty much, it's a genocide that's happening, and it has one of the greatest like villain turns or like villain reveals in this of all time. Like the heroes halfway through the game lose. Oh yeah, you were listening to the Beans podcast about them play this game.
Yeah. Triple Click.
Yeah, Triple Click.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Oh man, I need to find
Beancast.
that final episode, because they were having a blast playing it.
Yeah, they were like playing it. Yeah, they would play it through, and like you'd play with them, and then they would talk about it and like give you like, okay, where you have 2 weeks to get to this point.
Yeah,
and you have this. Yeah.
Because like halfway through the game, the heroes lose, and Emperor Gestal is no longer the main bad guy. Kefka, who is inspired by the Joker, literally, like, and it's good when you play the game.
No,
like,
I saw him already.
Yeah, like you play the game, you see him. He's like, oh yeah, no, they talk about how he was they wanted to create a character like the Joker. It's got a great story. And like when it gets in the world of Ruin, it's just depressing, and you're playing these characters trying to re-find their hope. And like every time you find a new character, you re-find your party members, it gets weirdly emotional, especially the first time through, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And
that sounds cool.
And being able to just like focus like for 12 different characters and actually like see their like storylines. Because like I feel like characters that I really like are like Realm and Strago, who are like characters you get later, and they're one of the few that are actually like humans that still are imbued with magical power.
I'm just looking at the art design too. I think it would transfer over really well. Easily.
Yeah, I think Final Fantasy VI should be turned into an anime, because and it would be only like a couple of seasons, maybe like 3, 4 at most.
For being as old as it looks pretty good.
I mean, it's still regarded as one of the best. Like, it is kind of regarded in a lot of ways as one of the best games just kind of made. Like, Lost of Us obviously is like kind of got that fucking like pedestal, but through Super Nintendo, just like the way that stories unfold, like a lot of lists, this kind of ends up on like best of for a lot of people.
It looks clean.
And also, speaking of Last of Us, I kind of made that a note about that, is that it's, since the story itself is like, it's funny, it's moving, it's, you know, devastating at moments. I mean, it is in like narrative wise, it's same caliber as The Last of Us. Like, you can find characters that you really, really connect with. Yeah. Like Terra is half Esper, and has been mind controlled by the Empire, and like you get her at the very beginning of the game, you're saving her pretty much, and she doesn't understand emotions. She's like kind of a robot, and like in a way, like she doesn't understand. She's asking people like, can you explain to me what love feels like? And she's just confused, a confused like child pretty much. And then in the world of Ruin, she finds these orphans, and she becomes like their mom, and she's like, I don't know what this feeling is, but I feel special here, and I need to stay here with these children.
She found love.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd watch it, especially if you had like a clean, cool art style.
I would actually kind of in my mind's eye, I see the art style very similar to Avatar, actually.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's just because of like how the sprites in like Final Fantasy, like Super Nintendo, like sprites look and whatnot. Even though the world you're looking at with like all of the original artwork, very not that.
Well, no, I mean, what you're talking more about Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
With that kind of steampunky kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So it would be Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, cool.
I like this 2 system better. Oh, because what are we at?
We're at 50.
All right.
Well, yeah, we should probably wrapping it up.
So just to recap, I said some kind of version of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, like a 90s talk show with properties from older cartoons and some kind of live action, maybe miniseries adaptation of some of Brahms' works. And then Jacob...
Legend of Dragoon reboot, remake, redo it. Just make it again.
And then
for PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
Final Fantasy VI anime.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we are actually coming to the end of our third season.
Yeah.
So next week we will be doing the Mogwai Awards.
Movies of great worth and infamy.
There you go. You got it.
Infamy.
So next week we will, if you have never listened to them, we just kind of go over what we did for the year and pick a Gizmo Award, which is the best movie, the one that we like, not the best.
Yeah, Gizmo Award. Yeah.
The one we liked the most.
Yeah.
And then a Striped Spike Award, which is the movie we thought we did enjoy as much, and then we do a couple honorable.
Or it was
mentions.
like it was forgettable type thing.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't believe we fucking, or it was just like the worst movie we did.
And it's not really like, it's not best movie of the year. It's what we enjoyed the most of the year.
Oh no, I do like what I think is critically the best movie.
Oh, I don't. I do my opinion. I thought that's how we always did it.
No, I've always done what the critically best.
Oh no, I don't do that. I do. It's just what I enjoyed the most.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna. Well, I can't change it now. I mean, I could. No, I'm gonna continue with that. Though.
It's like it's essentially like what our highest what we gave her the highest carrot to.
Oh,
that's how we've done it in the past.
That's how I've done it in the past.
That's how we've always done it.
No, maybe it just lined up, but I was just something I enjoyed the most. Because then the honorable mentions was like, this objectively is a better movie, but this other one I just enjoyed more.
Well, we'll get into it. All right.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll get into it.
We'll talk, yeah, so yeah, we're gonna talk about our year.
When
and
you
wrap
wrap
up.
your arms around me,
Feel me grow. But yeah, so join us for that. And
Next
that'll
week.
be the end of our
end of
year.
season 3.
And then that will get us going into the spooky season.
Spooky.
Every year we start off with spooky movies for October. Okay, this is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's
Mixtape.